Alright, we are learning the clock starting today. You will be doing math Worktext pages 125 to 128. 125 has the picture that goes with the story, so let's look at that picture. Paco's Palace. Haley itched to be exploring more of Mesa Verde National Park. It was just after 3 o'clock. Horatio had perched himself on a railing beside her. The tour guide was saying that the next tour would start in about half an hour. So what time is it? 3 o'clock, what time is that? Half hour later is 3:30. A half hour, Haley whispered to Horatio. That sounds like forever. Hello, a cheery voice behind her said. Haley turned around to see a Pueblo Indian girl smiling at her. You seem fidgety, the girl said. Want to explore some? I volunteered here so I could show you around. Haley nodded. Sure, thanks. What's your name? Papa, the girl answered. I'm Haley and this is Horatio. You tamed a squirrel? Papa laughed. I've taken care of him since he was 3 days old, Haley explained. That's cool, Papa said. Come on, there are several dwellings here. Your tour guide will take you to my favorite, the palace. It was the home of my ancestors, the Pueblos. They built homes here over 700 years ago. Wow, Haley said. I'm looking forward to seeing it. This park is beautiful. She followed Papa down a path. They talked and laughed as they walked, admiring the scenery. Papa grinned. You see that? She said, pointing to a spiny green plant at the side of the path. That's a yucca plant. And look over there. Those are toe and handholds. My ancestors used them to climb the cliff. Neat, Haley said, touching the indentation in the rock. That rock is almost 75 million years old, Papa stated. Haley looked over at the towers of sandstone blocks tucked under a rocky ledge. The rocks can't be that old, but that is amazing. Papa tilted her head. What do you mean? She asked. I forget what it's called, but don't scientists use some sort of method using math to figure out how old rocks are? Yes, answered Haley. Scientists use radiometric dating to see how old rocks are by measuring certain minerals in the rocks. But they assume that all the minerals started at a certain level and that the rate of decay of those minerals has always been the same. But the rate may not have always been consistent. The biblical flood, for example, would have affected the rate and made the rocks seem older than they actually are. Haley continued. Using math to date the rocks is helpful, but since none of us were around back then, we don't know for sure what conditions affected the minerals. Math by itself can't tell us where the world came from or how old it is. That's interesting, Papa said. I've never heard that before. She paused by a hole in the ground, grabbed onto 2 smooth poles, and disappeared below. Come on, she called to Haley. Use the ladder. Haley grabbed the poles and carefully climbed down the wooden ladder into the hole. What is this place, she asked. Kiva. My ancestors met in places like this to have their ceremonies and to work. Look, you can see arrowheads and pieces of pottery on that shelf. Haley looked at her watch. It's 4:45, almost 5 o'clock. All right, that would be 4:45. How long have we been gone? We'd better head back so I can catch a tour before closing time. All right, let's look at the first section. Turn the paper over. All right, on the top of it, read what it says. It says, math does not have all the answers. And read the story problem with me. Haley and Horatio were waiting for a tour at Mesa Verde National Park. If it is 3 o'clock and the next tour begins in half an hour, what time will the tour begin? All right, wait, slow down. Listen carefully. What is a half an hour? 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Very good. A half an hour is 30 minutes. So, if a half an hour is 30 minutes, we are going to jump by 5 until we've jumped 30. So, start at the 3 o'clock and make little jumps, 5-minute jumps. So, let's count it off. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you should have made little 5-minute jumps until you jumped 30 minutes. All right, so what time did you land on when you stopped jumping? 3:30. So if it was 3 o'clock and in a half hour it was the next tour, that next tour would have been at 3:30. So why don't you write on the line below there, 3:30. when you write 3:30, you write 3, and then you put a colon, and then you put the 30. All right, and we're also going to learn about AM and PM during this time. Does anybody in here already know if that would be 3:30 AM or 3:30 PM? Yes. Paige?
PM.
PM. All right, so PM actually means post-meridian, but a little hint would be past morning, okay? It doesn't mean past morning, but you can use that as a hint. Think of PM as past morning. It's past morning, okay? So 3:30 PM. All right, let's look at the next one. The next one has to do with a date. All right, read that one with me. After the tour of Cliff Palace, Haley and Hawkwood decide to go hiking in the park 3 days from now. Today's date is June 17, 2019. What is the date they will go hiking? So if it is June 17th, what is the date 3 days from then? Adam?
June 20th, 2019.
Okay, so we're going to write that 2 ways. We're going to write it as words, like she did the first time. So go ahead and write the word June and change it to a 20, because that's 3 days from now in 2019. Well, we're also going to learn how to write the date as numbers. So if you're going to write it as numbers, instead of putting June, you're going to put the number of June. What month is June? June is the 6th month. Very good. So you would put a 6, and then they have a line like this already. Don't they have a line for you already?
Yeah.
Yes. So in the middle part, you would put 20. And then in the last part, you would put
19.
Just put 19. You don't have to write out the whole year. Right? So you just put 19. So that is another thing we're going to be learning this unit, is how to write the date 2 ways. All right, let's go down to the next section and read that one. This one says, Haley and Hawkwood started hiking at 2:30 p.m. They finished hiking at 4:45 p.m. How long did Haley and Hawkwood hike? All right, so you're going to jump, first of all, we're going to jump from the 2:30 to the 3 o'clock. So just make one jump from 2:30 to 3 o'clock. How long is 2:30 to 3 o'clock?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. So far we know it's 30 minutes, or a half an hour. Now we're going to jump from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So make a big jump from 3 o'clock. So first jump from 2:30 to 3 o'clock. Now jump all the way. No, I said jump all the way to 4 o'clock. You're not listening. I want you to jump from 2:30 to 3 o'clock, and you know that's a half an hour. Now you're going to jump from 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. How long is 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock?
An hour.
So that is an hour and 30 minutes. But have we made it to the right time yet?
No.
So we know we're at an hour and 30 minutes. So now we're going to jump another half an hour. So jump from 4 o'clock to 4:30. So we had an hour and a half. What if we add another half hour to it?
That's 2 hours.
Now we have 2 hours. And now you're going to make little tiny hops until you get to 4:45. And those will be counting by 5. So we have 2 hours. Now just make little tiny hops and count by 5s. All right, did you count off how many more minutes was it? I heard somebody say it.
3.
No, you gotta count by 5s.
15.
15. You gotta count by 5s as you jump, guys.
2 hours, 15 minutes.
Very good. That would be 2 hours and 15 minutes. You can't just say 1, 2, 3. You have to count by 5. So you're going to write, I'm going to write it up here. You're going to write 2 hours and 15 minutes. All right, and that is learning about elapsed time. Time that has passed. Elapsed time. Okay, so that's another thing we're going to be learning this unit. And then there's one more thing we need to fill in at the bottom. talk about the biblical worldview of math. It says math can help you know what time it is, but it cannot tell you where the blank came from or how old it is. World. World. We're going to call it the world. Alright, so just in case you don't know how to spell world, W-O-R-L-D. That's how you spell world. Alright, now we need to do our second page. Alright. Alright, here is my clock. And by the way, when you go home with this this morning, I'm going to let each one of you take one of these home to use. Alright, so that you can use this at home to help you figure it out. Your hands don't move the same as my hands do. So you just have to remember what I'm taught you. Please stop talking out. Thank you very much. No, don't need you to say anything. Alright. How many of you remember the other day when I was talking about quarter? And I said a quarter is when you divide something into fourths. Very good. Alright, so if you look at this clock and you think of it like a great big pie, I'm just going to write on top of my line. If we divide it this way and this way, then these are all quarters. Right? So
15
we
minutes.
are going to be learning about a quarter after. So this from o'clock to here,
It's 15
that
minutes.
is called a quarter after.
15 minutes.
And then from this to o'clock is called a quarter.
Four.
No, a quarter to. I believe it says quarter to, if I'm not mistaken. Does it say quarter before?
I don't see where.
Quarter after, quarter to. They call it quarter to. And when you're doing quarter to, you're going to say quarter to the next hour. And some of you are not listening to me.
So
You need to be listening. When you do quarter after, you're going to say the same hour that you know you're at. When you're doing a quarter to, you're telling me it's a quarter to the next hour. So you're going to tell me what it's fixing to be. In 1/4 of the clock, what hour is it going to be next? Does everybody understand that? All right. What if we just divide the clock down the middle? Half. That is half. So you call that half past. And for half past, you just say half past whatever the hour is. You stay on the same hour. The only one you're going to go to the next hour for is quarter to. Keep your nose covered and mind your business. Turn around. All right, so let's look at the blue box. All right? And I already had it at that time. That's so weird. All right, the blue box shows you a clock that looks like this. Listen carefully, especially those that don't know how to do clock. I'm going to teach you a hint. Are you listening? I'm going to tell you to do shorthand first, longhand by fives. Everybody say that. Shorthand first, longhand by fives. So when you look at the shorthand, what did it just go past?
8 o'clock.
So you just write an 8. Right? And then for the longhand by fives, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So since it's at the 5, if you know what 5 times 5 is, you don't have to do that. You don't have to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You just know, what's that 5? That's going to be 25. 5 times 5 is 25. Right? So you would write 825. Alright, let's look at the next clock. Alright, so shorthand is on what? Or just past the what?
9.
Yes, it's just past the 9. So put a 9. Now, is it really close to the 9?
No.
No, it's almost in the middle between the 9 and the 10, but has it made it to the 10 yet?
No. 35.
So you know it's still 9. And the longhand is on the 7.
It's 35.
35, because 7 times 5 is 35, and if you don't know that, then you can just go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And I'm not going to keep counting by 5s at a time, but if you don't know it, then you need to do it. Alright, the next one. Alright, where's the shorthand this time?
On the 7.
No.
6.
A little before the 7, so it's
Yes. Okay, Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Even though it looks like it's at the 7, it's not really at the 7. Isaac, here, please.
6.
Because it is so close to the 7 because it is almost
12 o'clock.
No. 7 o'clock. So whenever it's so close to o'clock, it will look like it's to that number, but it's not there yet. It will not be there. Is it there right now? No.
Yes.
It's still not there. Even when it's at the 1 minute away from it, that's still not at the 7. That would be 6:59. It is not to the 7 until it gets here at the o'clock. Now it's at the 7. So you guys need to watch out for these when it's getting so close to o'clock. So, since it's not really at the 7, it is at 6. And with the 120 at the 11, 11 times 5 is 55. So that would be 6:55. All right, next one. Shorthand is just passed off. 1. Very good. And the long hand is on the 4. So that would be
20.
You need to say the whole time.
120.
So that would be 120. Don't just say 1 and then later say 20. Put it together when we say the whole thing. So 120. Please turn around. Am I going too fast for you?
Yes.
Okay, then don't be turning around looking at somebody else's paper, please. All right, let's move on to the next one. This is the one where they're dividing the clock up into quarters. So if you look at the first one, it has the minute hand on the 15. So I told you when it's on the 3, where it's 15, that is quarter after. Quarter after what? What is it after?
11.
Yes, it is quarter after 11. Micah, you are not paying attention. Please pay attention. You're doing the next problem, but you don't have a clue because you're not paying attention. Please pay attention. Micah, you've already done that one. And the next one, and the next one. I'm on the next row where it says quarter after. Why have you been daydreaming for 3 problems now? I don't know either. Please get down to number 4. That's where we are. Where we divided the clock into quarters, and when it's at the 3, that is a quarter after. No, don't show them. You'll have to do it with me later. Alright, and it's a quarter after 11. Alright, the next clock, it is on the 6th. So what did I tell you about when it's here?
It's
Half past. Very good. And it is half past what?
11.
Half past 11. Then I told you when it comes over here and you only have a quarter left, what do you call that?
Quarter 2.
Quarter 2, and I told you that you're going to go quarter 2 the
12.
next hour. So what comes after 11?
12.
So you're going to say a quarter to 12. Because there's only a quarter of the clock left before it's 12 o'clock. So it would be a quarter to 12. Alright, let's go to the next one. Now we're going to write it both ways. Alright? So now we're at number 7. And it looks like this. So shorthand first. Where does it just pass?
That's not.
That's just the time, the hours.
It's on 7.
Oh, I'm sorry. I looked at it backwards.
It's on 6.
Alright, so where is it?
That's not
six.
either. That's not
No,
either.
that's past it.
That's not either.
Oh,
Very close to
sorry. I'm so sorry. Alright, that is what it says.
Yep.
So, what time would that be?
6:45.
6:45, because it's not really to the 7 yet, is it?
No.
6:45, but we're gonna say it the other way. So the other way, since it's at the 9, that is quarter 2, and the next hour would be 7. So you would write in, they've already written, no, they didn't write in quarter 2 for you, did they? So write quarter 2, please spell quarter right. Don't put quater. It has an R in there, quarter. Quarter to 7, and don't write too big. They don't give you room to write big. Quarter to 7, make sure you're saying the next hour, because when it's at the 9, it's almost the clock, it's almost the next hour. All right, the next one, and I will get it right this time, I promise you.
Yeah, it's pretty.
All right, the next one looks like this.
Correct.
So shorthand first,
One.
so put 1, and then longhand by 5s,
15.
15, so that is 1:15. All right, and since it's at the 3, we know that's called quarter after. And it would be quarter after what? No, 1. You say the hour, not the minutes. The 15 is your minutes. You don't say that. You say the hour, which is your shorthand. So it's quarter after 1, because the hour hand is what you're saying. The hour is 1 o'clock. So it's a quarter after 1 o'clock. It was 1 o'clock, and now it's a quarter of the clock after 1 o'clock. You divided the clock in quarters. 1:15 or a quarter after 1. All right, the next one looks like this.
4:30.
Shorthand first.
Almost to 5.
And the long hand is on the 6, so that's 30.
6:30.
So go ahead and write 4:30 on the line beside the clock.
4:30.
And since it's on the 6, we call that half past. And what do we put after the word past?
6.
No.
4.
4. You put the hour. Stop telling me the minutes number.
I
Tell
know.
me the hour number.
This is
We don't even
confusing.
say that one 6, we say 30.
This is confusing.
Why
Clock.
is this confusing? See, you were the one that told me I know clock, I'm good.
I said easy clock. This is hard clock.
Yeah, well, that's why you need to pay attention. All right, so we're gonna say the hour, we're not gonna say the minutes, because you wouldn't even say 6 for that anyway, you say 30. Longhand goes by 5s, right? So it's a quarter after 4, half past 4. Because the hour is 4, so you should have written half past 4. Right? Now, I have a little chart. The 1/4 is the quarter. I have a chart. That means you need to look up here because the chart is not on your paper. The chart is up here. Alright, so 1/4 hour is a quarter of an hour, and that equals
15 minutes.
In other words, from here to here is 15 minutes. From here to here, that's 15 minutes. From here to here would be 15 minutes. From here to here would be 15 minutes. Each one of those quarters is 15 minutes. 15, 30, 45, 60. Because guess what? There are 60 minutes in an hour. A half hour is 30 minutes. 1 hour equals
60 minutes.
Okay, I'm up here. I don't know why you're turned around to him. You need to be looking up here. Please look up here and actually pay attention while I'm teaching so you know this when it comes test time. Everybody again. 1/4 hour equals 15 minutes. 1/2 hour equals 30 minutes. 1 hour equals 60 minutes. That's what you're going to write at the bottom of your paper. So the first one says 1 hour. So you're going to put
60
60 minutes.
Or 60.
The middle one says 1/2 hour.
30.
Minutes. And the last one says 1/4 hour. So
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Wait till I quit talking, please. Turn the paper over. All right. This is the first one on the back. Shorthand first.
7.
7. See, do you not understand? Look at the shorthand first. See? Are you on the back, please? Please get on the back right now. If you need help on the front, I'll have to help you later. Get on the back anyway. Do you understand me? Look at the first problem, please. What do you see? Shorthand first. What did it just pass?
7.
I'm talking to Zeke, please.
I'm not confused. I'm just behind.
Okay, I still need you to keep up with me now. You will have to get caught up on what you got behind on later, okay? So I need you where I am now. Can you please answer the question?
Yes.
Shorthand first. What did it just pass?
7.
So put 7. And the long hand is also on the 7. So 7 times 5 is?
35.
35. So put 35. The time is? 7:35. All right, the second one on the back looks like this. So, everyone, where did this shorthand just pass? Grace, I said look at this, okay? So look up here at this. So what did just pass? Grace? Shorthand first. What did just pass? 4. I just want to make sure you're actually listening to what I'm saying. All right, Grace, where's the longhand?
At the 2.
So 2 times 5 is?
10.
10. So the time is?
2:10.
4:10.
I keep thinking.
I don't know why you keep thinking. Is that what you're writing? Did you write 2:10?
No.
Then don't say 2:10. Stop saying 2:10 then. If you wrote 4:10, then say 4:10, okay? All right, the next one. Let's see if you were listening when I taught this on the front. All right, shorthand first.
No, 8.
Very good. It looks like it's a 9, but it is not. If you're putting 9, then you're not listening to me. It is not really at the 9. Why is it not at the 9?
Because it's not what the minute
Yes,
hand has
it's not at o'clock yet. It won't be to 9 till it gets straight up to o'clock. So even though it looks like it's at 9, it's not.
It's on
It
this.
is 8.
It's on the stick.
When it gets straight up, now it's at 9. All right, so if the longhand by 5s is at the 11, 11 times 5 is
55.
55. So that would be 8:55. All right, this is the next one. Shorthand first.
12.
Longhand by 5, so
25.
25, because 5 times 5 is
25.
So that would be 12:25. All right, now we're reviewing again. This time you're going to put A, B, or C. So A says 60 minutes. So what is 60 minutes?
1 hour.
1 hour. So in the 1 hour spot, put letter A. Okay. B says 15 minutes. So what is 15 minutes?
1/4 hour.
1/4 hour, or you could call that 1/4 hour, couldn't you? 1/4 is the same thing as 1/4. 1/4 hour. And so put C for 1/4 hour. And then put B for 1/4 hour. I'm sorry. C is 30 minutes.
That's half hour.
That's a half of an hour. Think of it. 60 and half is 30. 30 and 30, right? So letter C goes at 1/2 hour. By the way, please look at 1/2. See how it's made? A 1 over a 2. I've had people that did not realize that 1 over 2 meant 1/2. You guys all understand that 1 over 2 means 1/2? Okay.
1/2 of the 2.
All right, let's go on. Now we're going to do quarter, after quarter, 2, half past, etc. All right, so the first one looks like this. So shorthand first.
4.
4, and the longhand is on
15.
the 3. So that is 15. So put 4:15. And when it's at 15, if it's at the 3, that is
Quarter after.
Yes, that is called quarter after, because it was 4 o'clock and now it's after 4 o'clock. Just after 4 o'clock. So you're going to write quarter after on the line. Quarter after what? 4. Because the hour was 4, you stay at the same hour. So quarter after 4, and you do have to put that 4. I've had people in the past and they would just write the word quarter after and not put the number. You need to put quarter after 4. All right, the next one looks like a long way to go. It looks like this. So where's the shorthand?
12.
30. And the longhand is on the 6, so that is 30. So that is 12:30. So when it's on the 6, we call that half past. And you would say half past what?
12.
12, because you again stay at the same hour. Half past 12 or 12:30. 2 different ways to say it. Half past 12 or 12:30. All right, the last one of this section. I'm going to go backwards so it'll be faster to get there.
That's not.
It looks like this. Alright, so shorthand,
Nine.
it is not really to the 10 yet, is it? So
Nine
it's 9.
45.
And since it's on the 9, 9 times 5 is?
45.
45. 9:45. Alright, so since the longhand is on the 9, we call that
Quarter to.
quarter to, and we're going to say quarter to what? No.
10.
After 9 is what?
10.
10. The next hour is 10.
And
How
now
did you get to
11.
12? If it is 9:45, what is the next hour? 10. So it's a quarter to 10. Quarter of the clock until 10 o'clock. 9:45 or a quarter to 10. In 15 more minutes, it's going to be 10.
You got the half past wrong. You got that confused with that.
I don't need you to tell me. You probably were putting 12 every time instead of listening to me, weren't you? Did you put a quarter to 12 every single time? On the front too, when we did a quarter to?
On the front, I didn't understand, and so I
But
got
you didn't let me know you didn't understand. Look at problem number 7.
But on the front, the first one was quarter after 4.
I don't need the quarter after. I'll just have to look at the paper in a minute. Alright, the last thing you're gonna do is about ordinal numbers. So everybody remembers what ordinal numbers were, right?
Yeah.
Let's do ordinal numbers. You would be
17.
first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and I would be 19. That is ordinal numbers. If you look at this house, everybody see the house they're pointing to?
Yeah.
They say this is the 20th house. So the house in front of it would be the
21st.
house in front of it.
19.
19th. The house after it would be the
That's
21st.
confusing because it should be.
Okay, you need to listen to what I ask you. Stop telling me what it should be and listen to what I actually asked you. I said the house in front of it, before it, would be the 19th. The house after it would be the 21st. Because you do number order in a certain order.
You did point to.
Do not tell me what I said. Do not tell me. I know what I said. Please do not argue with me. I do not like that. They are asking you questions about what is in certain houses' yards. Okay? So, like if they say the 17th house, you need to figure out which one of those is the 17th house and look in the yard of that house and find the thing that's in their yard and put that letter, A, B, C, D, E, or F. Okay, figure out which house, look in the yard, and put the item that's in the yard of the house. You may do this on your own. The other paper will be for homework tonight. That would be math reviews, page 125, 126. That will be your homework for tonight.